How you doing? I was gonna open a Bud Light. I opened it, but it was like I had like a year and a half, I think 2 years from remembering that Bud Light thing. So open up it now. I had to go out, get my Nancy boy kind of rose. Talk with Carl about beer. My brother lived next door. He would come over through the garage and get a grainy and come in. My father-in-law would like Busch Light. So I always had for him at the old house. He would come over and hand him a beer because he knew what he liked. And Carl's did the same thing. Certain pop at his. But anyway, this is the gangsta. But anyways, you guys, today it's on the 12th day of August, 2025. It comes out of my birthday. I'm 63 years old today. But anyways, these are the gangstas. Welcome to the Explorer channel, right? Oh, let's open one of these. I like angry. I'm not a big drinker. I like it. I do like it. I know it's I can get crap there, but whatever it may be. But cut myself really good in the truck today. Got stuck in between that and the wall. I'm like, I thought I broke the finger there for a second. I didn't mind Bud Light, but it was a year and a half old because I remember when they had the controversy. I did a video on it. Someone said that I was drinking beer when I was in the Jewish cemetery. No, I was drinking a Celsius. Now I'm drinking some kind of alcohol. It's in Walden, New York. Got the ashtray. Cheap stogies. Appreciate anybody comments on any of the videos, shares it. Good, bad, different. I love the dislikes as well. Before I do my fear-mongering radio, which was out last night, hope you've enjoyed that audio. Who knows what'll come on? We'll call the show. Done a few videos. Gonna make a talk about Barium Exposure, CamperVan Kevin. Not going to hospice yet. He's going to assisted living. But let's talk about Barium Exposure, right? New York Daniel was capitulating to the news, but then he didn't know and he couldn't find a body and morning talked about it. Like I said, that long rambling video you saw yesterday. Today it came out. I told her she needs a body, but I did speak to his wife and the family, emails back and forth, about the young man's untimely death. You know, the unfortunate angry man who eventually did capitulate to his wife of being a gay man. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What hat do I have on anyways? Oh, got my spec hat on. I know I had something on. The funeral, I offered to come and carry the casket and give someone a donation. She just said, you know, is there a place in your town? I said, well, I tell you what, I will donate $1,000 to Helping Paws. Helping Paws in Hopkins. And also New York, Dan. I live in Minnesota, okay, and not Michigan. Okay, I mean, great state of Minnesota. Land 10th on like a couple. I mean, you're in the right alphabet, just kind of, but you're just in the wrong facility. On the poor side. Here's good stuff. Not a big drinker. That's actually, Angry Orchard is good. One time we were in Vegas, MGM, $10 a bottle. Went to and played some blackjack for a half hour. I got a free one plus I gave her $1, but it's maybe $10 a bottle in Vegas. They're like I talked to Santa Claus about this nickel and diming behavior going on in Vegas and on cruises. He had a conversation today about his little brother, New York Daniel, in his video. So I've talked, you know, the family, broken heart, passed away. People want to troll all they want, okay, and say it didn't happen until you give me a body and prove the proof. Man's dead. I was told. Email. I know that Blind Views doesn't want to jump on it, and she's too afraid to say anything, you know. Morning, you know, having memberships now, enriching YouTube, which support choice, and her point. It's just poor choice. It's like giving people money. If I want to give Blind Views money, just, hey, give me your address and I'll put a couple hundos in there, like one to the Huss or something, which I'm not going to. I gave her a shirt and a hat and some chips for fun. I'm surely not going to give her money through PayPal. I have a PayPal. I get money for goods and services, but she told me to give some money to a charity on his behalf. So I said, help him pause. I'll do a write-off. We do money anyways, but I'll give my own GER out of my LLC so I can write off checks from my, he'll help me. I'll help. He'll be helping people with dogs, and I'll be helped with my taxes. So I get dead pools, right? I make money and people dying. My wife made money in Ozzy Osbourne when he passed away. Made money in Eddie Van Halen. But the families hold them well. They appreciate the well wishes and thoughts and prayers, which we all know that the Democrat Party likes to do when there's a mass shooting, right? The hunch, Donald J. Adjudicate rapists, convicted felons. Talked to a guy at work at the job site, and I said, "Wow." I said, "You're the first person I've ever met on a job site didn't like the hunch." He goes, "I can't stand it." I said, "I totally agree. It doesn't pay his bills." What? But yeah, I talked to family, and they're. She said, "I don't need to come out." Like I said, she's go pick up some garbage. I always say when someone dies, I could plant a tree behind me for Barium Exposure. They always do that. I've done it for my family. Plant a tree for your family in remembrance of them. It's good for the environment. So you can plant a tree for Barium Exposure. New York Daniel, ask his mom and dad where he can plant it in their yard and do one for him. We do appreciate New York Dan coming to my defense, proving the proof. Mark and Carl, Santa Claus, and the Man on the Moon. Continue on with this. People it didn't happen. Yeah, he hit his channel, but the wife hit the channel after he died. She just, like New York Dan said that, he didn't have his mom and dad. I guess he walks through parks and talks to people. I've been in parks, and if someone will approach me, I'll talk. I'll just walk up with somebody, Just don't walk up to people in parks and talk to people. I walk by, nod at them. If they say something, how you doing? I don't like walking through a grocery store and start talking to people for no reason. Eye contact, hello. I've done the misconnections on my podcast where I read people will see somebody in public, they think because they make eye contact, especially women because men are visual. But when he capitulated to his wife, well, being a gay man, I think the mafia guy, his brother, she became unruly, and he just broke his heart, and she was bummed out, and before you know it, he was sick to his stomach. Anyways, CamperVan Kevin. And then an email from somebody in his inner circle that said, "Hey, we know about you with the Barium Exposure. We figured you'd be a good person to bring it about." He is going into assisted living, not the one where you go there to die, right? But we all know Blind Views doesn't like the guy, and they didn't want to give it to him because he would take advantage of it. But he's going to go in assisted living and get himself back in the feed so he can come on and be a YouTuber. Because we all know Blind Views, that's the way he hears it, because remember, he's blind, can't travel because of Obama. His wife doesn't want to travel, so he's pissed at her and the wife because he wants to be an RVer, whatever. I speak with my brother-in-law. I've been blind since I think it was 3 months. I was from birth, whatever it was. Travels extensively, made money on Mountain Dew and Snickers at the prisons and the schools, okay? Travels all the time. And they have the cabin up there where I have at South Shore Lake, and wintertime they're all gallivanting all over town. So, men who are allegedly blind, unhappy, makes fun of the RVers, his Carolyn, whatever else. But yeah, he's going to go to a assisted living after some problems that he's had. And you don't want to go to the one where they, you go there to, literally die. I mean, I have a good friend of mine, gas station, I saw his obituary in the paper, Polish Funnies, 3 weeks ago. His birthday would have been on the 20th of August, and he would have been 63 years old. He died of smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, could barely walk. So I saw him, he passed away. He went to that place where you go there, hospice care, that's where he went. 63 years old. When I saw him, I had life dicked. Was 63 years old and he could barely walk. Smoking, drinking. He worked at Archie's Bar up at the Barkeep. Married to one of the girls I went to school with. She finally just said, enough of your behavior. Nice man, but he made tired Santa Claus look like he was 25. Santa Claus talked about this. We talked about it on the phone, and he said he should go be a homeless man for a day. That'd be pretty hilarious. Santa Claus looking for money. It'd be hilarious. Videotape it. I told him he'd probably make some good money. Why not? So I was talking to him on the phone, waiting at Dale Street, and the lady pulls up behind me, gives him a baggie of stuff, just enabling the person. I just wave at him, You could offer them a dinner at McDonald's. They want the money, the girl, right? So, Camperman Kevin going to assisted living. Get himself back into form so he can be on YouTube and do stuff. He's gonna do it in the car. Let's just have a cigar and have the time of our lives. Talk to you guys here, heart to heart instead of in the car. New York Daniel doesn't know about Barium Exposure. Man's dead, man. Capitulate to that behavior. Don't try to act like you don't know. Someone told you in your notes. It's not a lie, just as long as we be the truth. Talk to your mom and dad. Talk to your therapist. I don't know. But Camperman Kevin is gonna, go to assisted living. He's gonna get himself better. You want to go to that place where they wait to die. You don't want that. Assisted living is kind of like a group home, which New York Dan would belong in. Dave 25. Other, possibly even me. Can you imagine me, Carl, Man on the Moon, all the haters in a group home together? That'd be hilarious. That'd be a great show. Let's call it the YouTube Group Home Show. It'd be hilarious as hell. But I hope Camperman Kevin gets better. They don't want to give it to Blind Views. They want me to break the news because all he does is backhand him. What he does? He'll always give you he'll compliment you, then he backhands you. That's what he does. That's what Blind Views does. He's an angry, Paul Stanley. I'm not Paul Stanley, but Robert Plant. He used to look like Ace Frehley. He's cleaned himself up, and he's an e-beggar. He's looking for money all the time. Doing videos about other people, needs money, right? He's not afraid to ask. But Huss does it. A lot of YouTubers, Carpetbagger is taking a couple of days off. His stepdaddy passed away, so he's actually left his car in Seattle and flying back to Indiana. I'm absolutely shocked. We all know about Jenny Penny when she got in a car accident. It was tooth and nail, so shout out to him. So he's gonna fly back to Indiana and go back to Seattle. He did all kinds of fun stuff. So shout out to him. So I saw that today. It'll take some time. I'm shocked. Wow. Yep. Camperman Kevin going into a assisted living. I think he's a tough cookie. I think he'll be able to get around that behavior. I think so. Thoughts and prayers. What do you always say? What's the Republican Party do when there's a mass shooting? Thoughts and prayers, right? That's what you give, right? Like drinking and driving, running around, run over some people. Thoughts and prayers, right? Thoughts and prayers. You kill somebody in a motor vehicle, you go to jail for life because you killed someone with a weapon. The car is a weapon. I say call someone, immerse them, what I always say. Safe sex and issue, 3-0 pill, trench sheriff badge, put a condom on. That's all I'm ever asking in life. But hopefully Casey Grits calls tonight. I haven't heard Dinger say anything about the death of him. They were butt buddies, and there was another guy put my name in notes. I don't know what his name was. Pretty funny. He talked about it. I appreciate him. Talked about the drama there. He was pretty good. So it came up on my Google alerts that my name was in there. So I thought, oh, okay, who was that? Clicked on the video, and there it was. So when he put it in there, I get that Google alert that someone's talking about me. So anytime, like I told you before, Google alerts are great. for you. So you put your thing in there, someone talks about you, it comes up. I wish him well, man. CamperVan Kevin, CamperVan. You know, I mean, anytime a YouTuber dies, it's just one more person on this video platform I have to fight with for views. I mean, I don't get what I get. You know, I get it. You know, when Hobo Shoestring passed away, I talked about the guy. Did a rest in peace video. He's been a bunch of popularity. You know, people move on. You build the bridge, you get over it. Barium Exposure, remember forever being an unhappy hater of Sarasota Tim in the she shed. You know, talked about me. And then you talked about me in the fruit video. It's too bad that, you know, was the video of the year, just like New York Daniel today. I got a call from last night, on the 11th day last night, from Santa Claus about it. So I listened the way into work. I was crying laughing with New York Daniel. It was so hilarious. Face up like this. There's no one to sit back. I don't understand why he's so close to it, man. That was hilarious as hell. 1 minute saying, then doubles down on it. But if a Barium Exposure comes out and contradicts what I said, that's AI. AI. Man's passed on. Celebrate his life. Go plant a tree. Go pick up garbage in your neighborhood. Call your mother. Call a friend you haven't spoke to in a while. You know? Read the obituaries. If someone's having a funeral, walk by and give them flowers, have a Barium Exposure. I love reading the Polish funnies every Sunday in the Pioneer Press, and a lot of people, the Jewish people are in there that I know from Oak Ridge. Every once in a while I see it. Also in Minneapolis, my buddy was in the other day. Because I hadn't spoke to him, and I had talked to somebody and said, yeah, he's hospice care. I'm like, oh, okay. Finally stopped breathing. Died alone. I know he's divorced. Living in a apartment complex over there off of Highway 7 there. It's like the ghetto of Hopkins, right next to the school he went to. So I think they're going to bury him somewhere over there in Hopkins somewhere. Came from a wealthy family, but pissed it all away. It's great to have money. What do you do with it, right? Go out, look at Mr. Hershey, right? Look him up. Bought a town named Hershey's. Has a school. They had the Hershey's company that still pays 40% of the school. The steel guy, Carnegie, he built libraries. He was a dink, but he put his money to good use. A lot of libraries around this country because of him. Because he put his money, they always said, when you're blessed, give the money away. I do with my mother's money, my own money. You give money away. That's what you do. You don't want to stop breathing tomorrow. And I said, don't do any GoFundMe stuff. They're fine. No, I hate that. I despise the GoFundMe behavior. You don't have a life insurance policy and you have a wife, then you're an idiot. At least a $50,000 one. I'm worth more dead than same with her. That's the way she goes. Yeah, I hope he does well, CamperVan Kevin. When he goes to assisted living, we don't want to see him to go to hospice care. That's the next step if things don't go right, and he progresses into something worse. And so I wanted to beat blind views to that behavior because he would just backhand him, say he's evil or something, and whatever he'd do, how he is. To everybody else, if you don't lick his balls, you don't suck his dick, you're not in his chat room, give him money, whatever, you keep the kid happy, you give him the money, you give money to YouTube, send it directly to this young ass if you want to give the man money. He's a grown man. He's supposed to be a Republican. Republicans, we work for our money. Liberals ask for it. Hand up, not hand out, okay? But Angry Orchard. I don't know. What are you going to do, right? People die. You move on to something more substantial. But anyways, we hope CamperVan Kev, I think that's his name, CamperVan Kevin. I think it is. Yeah, whatever the hell it is. he is going to make sure he can come back and terrorize people on YouTube, right? So anyways, guys, cheers to good health. May the YouTube trolls live forever. We don't want to see hospice care for you, young man. We want to see you move on. So the email, I appreciate it. Barium Exposure family, God bless you. He was beloved and bummed out, but people are thinking about your family, and we hope everything's okay. Out in Michigan. New York Daniel, I live in Minnesota. Okay? He's just a dimwit. New York dimwit. Just doesn't understand basic stuff. Alright? So we only hope the dimwit will continue to tell the truth. The man is dead. I don't want to hear you tell me he's not. Okay? He's passed on. He's moved on. Quit calling me heartless. I'm just relaying a message from the family, okay? I talked to Mark and today about Camperman Camp, where the hell, I keep Camperman Kevin, whatever the hell his name was, with those two guys. They said, yeah, I guess, go with it. So, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, from the poor side of Minnetonka, I'll have the best 6th beer I possibly have. That's for you, blind views. Alright? You guys, say a prayer for the guy, okay? Thoughts and prayers, alright? From the far, far righty. Alright, bitch, please.